Madden Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Chiefs and the Ravens, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to the home of the Ravens. Sold out M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Coming up, divisional round Saturday. We've got an AFC battle on tap, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Baltimore Ravens. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The first of four berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And he more than did his part in the wild card win with 3 touchdown passes. Now, he's going to get a bigger test here in round 2. But his unit is in rhythm, and they're playing as well as they have all year long. I wouldn't be surprised if this defense, though, tried to get after him early with a little extra pressure. If he can handle that, he can have another big game, though.
They'll start with the option. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards on the gain. A great start for this offense. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Jackson to throw. That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
And what a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up first downs.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. David Ajabo running in to take him down. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Throwing is Jackson. And brought in downfield by Burks. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 14. That one goes for 24 yards. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Jackson from the shotgun. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
At the 13-yard line.
From the gun, it's Jackson. He's got his man. It's Andrews. So the completion good for just 3. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Now Jackson. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. It was Leo Chanel who got in to drop him.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. Tucker's kick is good, and the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well. So your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
And if he and his guys want to spring the upset here in the 2nd round and move on, they've got to focus on the good that they did in the wild card victory. At the top of that list, protecting the football. Got a little careless last week. A few got away from it. Might not be so fortunate this time around. And if that's the case, they'll end up going home.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11. Well, no slow start here. A couple nice chunk plays back-to-back.
I love the momentum that they're showing here early because they did it both ways, right? Threw the ball on first down for a nice chunk of yardage. Came right back and ran the ball. Looks like
well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Nnamdi Madubuike able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. We were wondering what they would do defensively to disrupt Patrick Mahomes. Sacking him on the first drive, that's a really good way to set a tone.
The last thing you want to do is let him get established in the pocket where he can set his feet and throw wherever he wants to. Even though he does it well on the run and on the move, you definitely want to get him off the spot in the pocket.
Pacheco gets it up the gut. To the 40 and no further. The broken tackle, but then the hole closed quickly. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Now Mahomes. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. They'll make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively, and we have to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
And here's Daniel Whelan on now to punt. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set them back for second down. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Chiefs offense set to go. And for them, maybe a little carryover from last week's game. They got the win on the road in the wild card round, on the road here again in the divisional round, but they're hanging tough.
Hey, cue a little music, right? A little on the road again. I mean, this has been kind of the mantra they're under right now, and they can't change it. The season dictated what would happen with them, right? They had to go on the road for the first round for the playoff. They're on the road again, and sometimes teams get really comfortable with that. Not only the idea of going on the road and shocking the world, but just, hey, it's just us. We don't have to worry about outside distractions. It's just us. Let's go play.
Becomes that us against the world mentality, doesn't it?
And while it may be overplayed, in the media, it's real when it comes time to play ball.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Chiefs with the football as we start the second quarter, as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
That's good for a Baltimore 1st down. 1st and 10.
Jackson now. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
He's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Now it's Jackson. That pass taken in by Burks. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays just like that one we saw there.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Pacheco gets it again on second down. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And the officials here going to pause the game for a second. Looks like there's an injured Chief on the field. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Throwing now is Mahomes. That ball caught. It's Rice. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Of course, he's coming off that monster game in their wild card victory, but that's his first catch here in the divisional round.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Mahomes now to throw. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. Call it a gain of a yard, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Now here's Mahomes. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
And he comes back with one complete. And the Chiefs are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Escapes the sack. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Tershawn Wharton able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Forced out to his left. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. To throw, it's Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right. And he will take it all in for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Chiefs have taken the lead.
What an effort there. Sometimes you hold your breath a bit when you see your quarterback diving for the end zone. You don't want him to land on a shoulder wrong or take a big shot. But he looks none the worse for wear here, and that winds up a touchdown.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. Now it's Jackson. A quick throw there is incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Escaping the pressure right. Oh, some strong running. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3-and-out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on the keeper the moment it revealed itself.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping.
Encroachment, defense.
Jumpy on the right side of the line.
Sometimes when you're on the end, a little bit farther away from the ball,
Still
any
first
type
down.
of movement will get you to jump, and that's exactly what happened there.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. Now a 2nd and 6. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll take this close to a 1st down at the Chiefs' 42.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
So it's 4th and 1. They wind up taking the 3. But I'm not sure that that offensive unit, judging by the sideline, Charles, was in 100% agreement with the decision.
No, not at all. But the head coach has final call on this. We know that. But let's face it, offenses want to feel like, hey, you believe in us? Let us go for it. We'll see if that is a problem for them moving forward in this game.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Now that's the way you want to start a drive. Talk about a tone setter as well as a playbook opener. Now if you want to take a big shot over the top, you're all positioned to do so.
And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down. 2nd quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. Mahomes going to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this 1st half. In motion, the tight end. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And his throw here is incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time, separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Mahomes throwing on fourth. Pass taken in by his big tight end. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. Second and goal. Back to throw again. And it's caught. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And now what we have here, a third and goal. They'll look to throw again. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So on fourth down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Butker's kick here is good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up.
Now a hit and a loose football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he has brought this one back. A fumble recovery for a Chiefs touchdown. So problems here on special teams, and it results in the scoop and the score.
They talk all the time on special teams about keeping your head on a swivel, trying to see the whole field. Hard to do when things are going that fast, bodies all over the place. You're just trying to find the right guy to align yourself with. On that play, wow.
Butker now to add the extra point. It's good, and now it's an 11-point lead, 17-6. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
They're just going to run it here up the middle.
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down.